Hi guys, and welcome back to Making a Cat Cry. I sort of batch recorded all of the first episodes, so there's no real good intro for me to do for them. Anyways, let's just hop right back into it. Also, Khajiit are pretty fast. You can imagine she'd actually be able to outrun anything as long as it's not, more Khajiit. Depart. Depart. There we go. Kita, open the door and make your first steps towards Kvatch. Trip and drop the invisibility potion. No, don't encourage that. You pack away the invisibility potion in the safest part of your bag and very, very, very carefully leave Quillweave's house. You can't imagine how you'd feel if you broke something expensive due to your own clumsiness. Before you leave, of course, you have a couple more questions. You ask Quillweave if you're in trouble with the guards. I mean, she's never seen you wearing clothes, and apparently you did the pineapple and yo-yo thing. Aren't there any laws you might have violated? More importantly, you check that the city guards aren't Quillweave says not to worry about it. You technically broke a few laws, yeah, but even the gods were impressed. Even the guards were impressed, but gods might still work there. Even the guards were impressed by what you did. Nobody thought it was physically possible. The Countess might have had something to say about it, but you ran away right as soon as she showed up. Oh, royalty. You probably did more damage to your reputation than your legal standings, but you shouldn't worry about that too much. There's another female Khajiit who lives in this town, and people keep thinking it was her that pulled the stunt last night. You guys do look kinda similar. You say that you hope you didn't hurt the Khajiit's reputation too badly with this, but Quillweave says not to worry about it. This girl's creative. She'll find a way to turn it into her advantage. So basically a foil to Katia. Well, time to get a move on, you guess. You profusely thank Quillweave for all her help and promise you'll be back as soon as you can with a response from the bookstore owner and a shiny new book in hand. You decide not to tell her about Garug's money. That way you can surprise her, and she won't be disappointed if something goes wrong. You consider hugging her, but decide against it. She probably doesn't want to touch you. Actually, you're just too embarrassed because you've never really hugged anyone before. But you tell yourself it's because she wouldn't want to touch you. Off you go. Aw, guard guy, looking the other way. He slunk out of town as discreetly as possible. Before you, the gold road stretches into the distance across the hilly countryside. You have a long journey ahead of you, but you also have a full stomach, clothes on your back, a good pair of shoes, and someone counting on you. You can do this, you tell yourself. This is, for real, the beginning of your new life in Cyrodiil. You are Katia Managan, and you are going to Kvatch. Katia, pose like an adventurer. You have no idea what an adventurer poses like. You might want to try again later. Ooh, what's that symbol in the background? It kind of looks more like a rat or a dog than a cat. Katia, think of a heroic tune to hum along the way. Perhaps something like... This is just delightful. What are the other ones? Meow, 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 meow.
Cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance. Cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance. Cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance. Cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance. Cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance. Cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, dance, dance.
Oh, the old days of the internet. Oh. But yeah, hunt to adventure, Katia. Have fun with it if you can. Okay, you get it. You look like a cat. That doesn't mean your idea of a heroic tune is humming along with a cat food jingle. That's just kinda racist. You would like some music on the trip, though. You sing along to the first tune that comes to your head. You're just kinda making it up as you go along, but it seems fitting. Oh, it took me a few seconds. That's the Skyrim intro. Where did I just close the tab? That's unfortunate. Bum, 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 bum. Wait, that's actually her talking. That's neat. Onward to those 2 trees. Milestone 1. You hope Kvatch isn't much further. Your legs are getting tired. Remember to pick flowers along the way. You walk on for a while. Pick flowers? You guess wizards or whatever are always mixing up magic potions using flowers and stuff. Maybe if you found some rare plant, you could sell it to them. You don't really have any idea what's useful and what isn't. That might just be a weed. Pick plants. A 4-leaf clover. You can't go wrong with 4-leaf clovers. Don't forget mushroom soup too. The mushrooms proved to be kind of a hassle to pick though, since they have these 3-leaf thingies tangled all around their stems. Is that poison ivy? Is that poison ivy? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got fur. That should actually stop that, right? As long as you've got the fur, you should be able to wash it off, wash the irritant off without it really getting... Nope. You just scratched it. You just scratched it. That makes it worse. Now it's spreading. Okay. Calm down. Okay, it's fine. Oh no, he's in the background. He sees you. It's just poison ivy though. It's not like real poison. Maybe you can find a stream and wash it off. Either way, you don't need any more setbacks on your way to Kvatch. These mushrooms and totally magical clovers you find should give you a little bit of extra spending money, but you still want to make it to the city before nightfall. You throw your plants in your bag and continue along the road. Hours pass. You encounter absolutely no water sources. Not only is this poison ivy starting to act up, but you're getting kind of thirsty. According to the map, you've still got a ways to go until you reach Kvatch. Suddenly, a familiar voice calls for you. Okay. Realize that there's no such thing as luck. Huh? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. You're a little disappointed. You kind of like to think that this thing was increasing your luck by some minuscule yet insignificant amount. I mean, at least until you sold it, but who would want a dumb mutant clover that doesn't do anything special? Hey, Corn Muffin. Fancy seeing you up here at this fine piece of trail. You politely greet Gro-Upp back. You're on the way to Kvatch, right? You thought he had somewhere else to be. He explains that earlier today he learned he had to head towards Kvatch for a business trip. Turned out there was an important meeting he had to get to follow through on one of his many amazing investments. Sounds as though business is going to be very successful. Ask the interesting orc what his job is. Oh, I'm a professional highwayman. Garug says he'll need that, 5 gold back along with anything else the lizard gave you. He's got to get his rob on, if you know what he's saying. He's saying he's gonna rob you. That's not very nice, but okay. Should have taken the sword. Okay, but you're kind of flipping out here. The guy's waving a sword at you. And it's acting like it's supposed to be all calm and business-worthy about it, and make matters worse, you're trying to outsmart him or something. You tell him, okay, you reach for your bag and get the money, but the money you're taking you have to give to him. You put your leg in chest, put your best kid in eyes, try to either distract him from your position or make him feel sympathy. Grug doesn't seem fazed at all by it. What's that sticking out of your bag? Is that a potion of invisibility? Those are expensive. They also make you hard to see. Does he just have, like, endless stuff in his pecs? Luckily, he always keeps a magic scroll of Detect Life packed between his angular, rock-hard abs. Do you know how handy this is when someone tries to hide? It's incredibly handy. That's the answer. So let's not bring our magic into this apricot. You don't exactly operate well under pressure. In a spur-of-the-moment decision, you try to execute every fallback plan at once. Suffice to say, none of them are very effective. Okay. Try to seduce, kitty eyes, cry, break the potion of invisibility on everything, try to drop everything to distract him, and try to throw everything in the book, in the knapsack thing at him. No, doesn't look very effective. Suffice to say, none of them are very effective. Gorg is getting tired of this, though. He has other meetings to get to. He tells you to get down on the ground or else he'll just lop your head off and call it a day. We've got get your cat on, climb a tree, which doesn't seem like a good idea, kick him. Yeah, no. Like I said, none of those seemed like very good ideas. You're not a hero. You're just scared, alone, nobody, and you don't want to bleed to death on a road. Yeah, you can't do that. Sorry. Gerd commends you for your choice. If everyone was as smart as you, he would almost never have to get his kill on. He proceeds to rifle through your belongings for anything of value. You ask him why he even gave you the money if he was just going to take it back. Experience has taught him that it's a lot easier if victims trust him on their second encounter, and it worked well this time. He's got at least 600% return on his initial investment. He's kind of a stickler for bookkeeping, he explains. He'll even write you a receipt if you want one. After a few minutes, even write you a receipt for your robbery. That's a very nice way to get in trouble with guards. After a few minutes, his assessment of your inventory is complete. At your request, he leaves a letter in the book. You consider spinning an elaborate tale about how the book is actually a secret treasure map only you know how to translate, but it has your map, lockpick, and glass shard inside, and you don't really want him to find out about them. At this point, you're cutting your losses and trying to keep whatever you can. Greg notices something else beneath the blanket. What's this? A 4-leaf clover! It's his lucky day. More so than usual, even. Anyway, pleasure conducting business with you, sweet cakes. This gap in the patrol doesn't last all day, though, so he's gotta get his flea on, if you know what he's saying. He's saying he's leaving. Take care, and good luck earning some more money. Flexing into the distance. And as fast as he showed up, Garug is gone. You feel awful. While you're glad you survived, a nagging voice in the back of your head insists that maybe you could have ran. Maybe you could have taken him in a fight. Maybe if you weren't such a worthless coward who can't do anything right, none of this would have happened. Why didn't you tell Quillweave about Gurug's money? She would have known Fix's Homes is a stupid fake name. You're an idiot. Your life's probably not even worth the 30 septims you just lost. And to make matters work, the clover is totally going to make Gurug find more clovers or something until he has, like, all the luck. Press onward. Yeah. That you gave it everything you had if ultimately you fail. You're right. The best thing you can do right now is just keep pressing forward. If nothing else, you'll be able to say that you at least tried. You still have Quilleve's letter, so you can at least do that for her. You're going to give this your all, even if it means finding out your all is not that much. You promise. You pack the letter safely away in the book and tuck the book into your bag. Cat, discover a time travel magic and go back in time and kick a Gro-Upp in the nuts. You don't have a beard. Do we really have to go through this again? I already summed it up. Frankly, you'd love to know how to do magic. You've never told this to anyone, but you actually think wizards are kinda cool. It's not the sparkles and the fireballs, it's the whole idea of being able to make something happen with your mind. They want something to happen, and it just does. That never happens for you, ever. It's just like the more you want something, the less likely it is to happen, like anti-magic or something. And sometimes that makes you kinda sad. Just deal with it and keep moving. Keep the receipt in mind. Keep the receipt to remind you to never trust no one again. That's very oddly worded. 1 robbery, everything of value. Total 2 arrows, 4 in entolombs. Potion invis. 30 gold. Entolombs. Oh, the mushrooms, 4 entolomas. That's probably the name of the mushroom. I know how to figure stuff out. The receipt is incredibly silly. You take it along the way. Maybe you'll be able to get a tax rebate or something. I mean, if you ever have an income. You keep telling yourself... All hope isn't lost. A replacement book only costs 10 septums, and you'll have a chance to earn that much in Kvatch. You keep telling yourself that, but deep down you know it's not true. You thought you'd have a chance to earn money in the last town, and look how that turned out. You just keep screwing up. Today looks like it's headed along that same path. Anyways, nobody wants your help. You're not good at anything, at least anything people care about. You try not to think too hard about it too hard. But you know Quillweave will just give you a job out of pity. God, you sound mopey. Time to shut off the feelings trap and focus on the task at hand. You're still pretty thirsty and a ways from Kvatch, so it'd be nice if you could find a well or something, or a discarded bottle of booze. That would be really nice. Or you could find a pile of discarded money. That would solve problems. There's some stuff over here, a little ways off the road. Wait. Are those horse tracks? Is the unicorn coming back? Can it? Go investigate. No. I mean, your day can't get any better. Disregard exploring the horizon. Usually the horizon has adventures. No. Leaving the road is not a good idea, you were told that. But you could investigate. But you could just come back to it once you're done. No, I should probably go no, it's probably running with monsters. Democracy isn't working here. Time to look at the arguments for and against and see which appeal to you more. Magic. This may be the only opportunity you have. Exactly how many times are you going to explain this? Have you ever heard the expression, curiosity killed the cat? It's very close to becoming literal. That's mean. Let's just get down to business. Oh. Oh. Wait. Fire keeps starting randomly. Whenever she's sad, fire starts randomly around her. So you don't need a beard to be a wizard. That's not a thing. I'm just guessing no one's told her that. But I'm guessing she definitely is magical. Because this is not the first time fire has started around her when she's crying. But I feel like it's going to become an issue before it becomes useful. Because, like, the other time when she was at the inn with the two elf guys, and they high-fived making fun of her, and the candle just lit itself randomly. There's no telling what kind of danger is in the runes. Sure, you might find something useful, but you might also get eviscerated by some monster. You might find something of value, but you might also get eviscerated by some monster. You're not an experienced traveler should danger arise. You have no experience in defending yourself. If you ran into trouble, it would be a big trouble. You were told it was safest to stay in the path. You've had setbacks, sure, but you still have Quillweave's letter. You lost her potion and her money, but you can still deliver the letter and return with a response. You may have to sleep on the streets, but you can do it. You might not get much back when you come. Yeah. You understand that. You know you're not going to advance much from doing this, but it will be a small start. It'll be one person you haven't completely failed. And you know that she'll still be disappointed in you. She gave you a simple job out of pity, and you're going to come back, get more debt than when you left, and if you keep guards' money a secret, you are going to hope you could surprise her, show her that not only could you do everything you asked, but you could do more. You could be something special, someone special who gives above and beyond, but now it's just like clothes. Oh, your best is slightly worse than everyone else's average, and it hurts trudging through a job knowing that your only goal is to minimize the inevitable disappointment. Maybe you'll have some opportunities in money in Kvatch, more of the same jobs you don't have skills to accomplish, people you know you're worthless, more people to disappoint and comfortably agreeing to pay you 1 coin for your failed efforts here, nothing more than a homeless being begging for work. You should have just stayed back in Hammerfell's. Trashy Khajiit, whose own family didn't even believe in her. At least there you had a home. At least there you were used to getting let down. I mean, at least there you were used to letting people down. You don't know if you find anything valuable in those reasons, but you find treasure that would solve all your problems, enough to let you return triumphantly to Quillweave with a response to our new book and a contract to fix her windows. Maybe you just find monsters that make Rick look like a lightweight. You know, with every ounce of your being, that you should be able to take a step towards Kvatch, but you also know that should you return back to those ruins, there's one thing that you're guaranteed to find. Hope. Oh. That's not what I was expecting. Hope. Maybe for only a fleeting moment until you find them empty or get devoured by a monster, but for that moment, you know there's a chance you could fix everything. A chance for you to do more than mitigate damages to an already failed quest. You could do something you've never done before, something you've never failed at. Your whole body feels heavy as you begin to walk towards Kvatch. But when you take that experimental step backwards towards the mysterious ruins, towards the unknown, you feel light as a feather. Get some confidence and some self-respect. Go and live. 1 hour. You're going to play this safe, plan ahead, take precautions, check them out, and then, in 1 hour, you're going to go back to Kvatch. Approach. Realize your pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis, hidden power, cripes. Listen, if you had something like that, you would have figured it out by now. It's not like you've ever met a wizard or have never read a book about how some down-to-earth peasants only discovers their talent from mystical abilities. When you were younger, you even went through a phase where you were really tried to learn how to use magic. But it just didn't happen. Even the wizards didn't sense any significant amount of magicka in you. So you looked at everything you had seen in wizards, and everything you had seen in yourself, and concluded that the difference was beards. The only other explanation you can think of is that there's something wrong with you. So, beards it is, and you try not to think about the alternatives. Seriously now, you're quite sure those fires aren't magical, they're just a thing. That's probably not your fault. Anyone with half a mind could tell that. You have more pressing matters to deal with. First, get a weapon. Second, get some ranged debris. Third, find a shield. Fourth, get a vine. Oh yeah, climbing is also probably... Ooh. What is this? Hey guys, that's where I'm gonna leave this episode. Thank you all for watching, and next episode we'll get to see what happens as she's poking around these Allied ruins. Anyways, thanks and see ya!